How's everybody doing? Chad Ike's Courage Unlimited. Today, we're going to talk about GPP and what I think is one of the best GPP things you can do. So let's start with GPP. Most people, well, I would hope a lot of people watching my videos already know what GPP is. But GPP is general physical preparedness. If you want to be a strength athlete, you still have to be in shape. That is going to help you recover better and faster. It's going to allow you to get through competitions, whether strongman, Highland Games, powerlifting. You're going to get through these competitions without being completely worn out. Plus, just as a general matter of health, this is good for you. And if you want to be a powerlifter, especially a super heavyweight powerlifter, your health is actually important. Strength does not come quickly. It comes over time. So you need to be able to last, to give yourself the time to build up the strength you have potential to achieve. So, that being said, I think my little friend here, this is a Colt Devotion 20-inch BMX bike. This is probably my favorite one of my bikes right now. I do kind of switch around because I have different sizes and different bikes and different frames. But right now, this is probably the one I ride the most and have the most fun on. I think BMX bike riding is one of the best GPP things you can do. And it kind of goes back to, I'm not sure who said it, but I kind of remember Stan Efferding saying it, the best diet is the one you'll stick to. Well, there's a lot of GPP out there, like I'm big on sled dragging, prowler. Sorry, got my thumb in the way there. A bunch of different kinds. They get kind of tedious over time, and for me, riding a BMX bike is something that kind of reminds me of being a kid again, and I actually have a lot of fun doing. But I found it's one of the best GPP things for me as well. First of all, there's no weight involved, so I have no ego of, well, I can do this many plates, or I need to do this many plates. Instead of going, Chad, it's GPP. It's just about getting out here, doing 20 or 30 minutes, increasing the heart rate. So it kind of takes that ego out of it for me. It's just a bike. There's no weights involved. It's go ride the bike. One of the things I like over BMX, when I started riding bikes again, I started with mountain bikes and I thought about road bikes and just changing gears. And when you start riding those, a lot of the times the idea is to get a cadence, and then you use your gears to keep that cadence up. But in terms of a strength athlete, if you're doing that continuous movement and that continuous motion, just increasing your heart rate and keeping it up, you're really doing a lot of damage to your muscles. You're going to have a hard time keeping up your weight. You're going to have a hard time keeping up your strength. And it's just not going to be that beneficial to you, and in all of reality could end up having a negative effect. The one thing I like about BMX bike riding is you have one gear. So you tend to not go ride and just keep pedaling. You'll pedal for a while, then you'll coast for a while, then you'll pedal for a while, then you'll be going up a hill, so you pedal really hard, and then you'll coast down. If you ride like me, I'm still a pretty big guy. I'm 315. I'm riding a little 20-inch BMX bike. You're not going to see me doing backflips or anything crazy, but I still like messing around. I like trying to manual, and I like hopping up curbs and jumping off stuff. And so for me, when I ride, it's like, oh, here comes something I can jump. So you pedal, go over the jump, coast for a while. You'll be riding along. You're like, oh, curb, speed up, pop up the curb. And then you coast for a little while. So you have that whole up and down. You get your heart rate up, then you coast and recover. And this is a little bit like a dynamic training session with accommodating resistance, where you're only doing a couple reps, then a short break, then a couple reps and a short break, then a couple reps and a short break. And this is going to help teach the body how to recover quickly. And if you're a strength athlete, you need this. And if you're most athletes, such as linemen or football players, the average play, I don't even remember, it's like 7 seconds. So you need to be able to go full bore for 7 seconds and then recover in that 20 to 30 seconds before the next play. I don't know the exact times in those. It's been a long time since I looked them up. The other thing I really like about the BMX bike is you can change your positions. So sometimes I will end up leaning forward and riding really hard leaning forward, which will give my thighs this big pump. Other times I'll sit way back, and this will really light up my hamstrings and my glutes. Plus, as you can see, so that I keep my seat really low, which is just a BMX thing. If your seat's high, how are you going to do a bunny hop and stuff? Because you're going to hit the seat. So I don't ever sit down. I'm riding the whole time standing up. So, and again, with that, I shift forward. Sometimes I'll shift on my arms and lock my triceps, which gives my triceps some work. Other times, I lean back more, and even if I'm coasting, my legs are supporting me. Plus, I'm bent over most of the time, so my back is getting a little bit of work, and I tend to flex my brace while I'm riding to help support my back. So my brace is getting work. So you're basically riding one bike, doing one thing. You're getting an upper body work, you're getting lower body work, you're getting posterior chain work. Sometimes when I pedal, I'll focus more on pushing down. Okay, this is going to work my muscles differently. And then other times I focus a little more on grabbing the pedal. I don't know if you can see this, but like grabbing the pedal and pulling it back up, which will really end up lightening up my hamstrings. So this whole time I'm riding, I actually go ride for a long time, sometimes like half a day. But if I'm going out and doing a 20 or 30 minute ride, like I'm hammering just everything in my body. And I'm doing it in a way where it's not super taxing on my central nervous system. It's just working my muscles. And it's getting me pumped up. And then I get pumped up and I coast and calm down for a little bit. And then I go again and I pump up and I coast. So the blood flow pumping through your body is just massive. You're getting your heart rate up. You're working your cardio, you're working your health, you're working your recovery so you can get back in the gym and pound those heavy weights again and be recovered for it. I would say the biggest thing for me is that I'm just like a super aggressive person. So even today, I haven't been able to ride for a month or so probably on anything decent. And I'm like, let's just go for an 8-mile ride. Who cares? Whatever, big deal. And that's actually quite a bit. And I really have to try and get my mindset wrapped around what my goal is for that ride. It's to go, okay, this is just general GPP, get some blood pumping, pump the muscles, because I'll get set, I'll get going, and I'll be like, I want to hit this point before I stop. I want to pedal for this long before I stop. And this is all good. It's just something, if you're an aggressive person, you got to keep in mind that, hey, the idea is to go for a 20-minute ride, not be gone for 4 hours. You're not trying to go ride 20 miles, which I do sometimes. So that's the biggest thing for me is I end up having fun and I don't want to go back home. I want to keep riding, and I got to kind of limit myself on what I'm doing. But again, I'm older. I've been on the top of powerlifting, and my goals are a little different than they always were before. The other thing is BMX bikes. Like right now, this is a great time to be in the BMX because, in all honesty, you can buy a pretty decent bike for a pretty reasonable amount of money. Most of the bikes that I have right now, I bought complete and just figuring as the parts that aren't the best break, I'm going to upgrade them with better parts. And I'm building one bike that I'm building complete every component that I actually want. But you can pick up a pretty good complete bike for anywhere from, I would say, $300 to $800, depending on how big you are and if you want a full chromoly frame. If you want to go high 10 with parts of the frame chromoly, and depending on all the other parts you want. But right now, like I said, right now there's a lot of really good bikes that are within a reasonable range. I also recommend Craigslist. I've seen some pretty good deals on some pretty nice bikes through Craigslist. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's not, I can work all the same muscles I do in a sled drag, and I can do it on a bike with almost no impact to my joints. And being a big guy, that's a big deal. I have no impact to my joints. It's great for my hips. It's great for my back. It's great for my knees. It's really good for my ankles. Because I tend to move my feet a lot. And like I said, if you're pumping and really grabbing that pedal and pulling it back up, it's also good. It's not like a full root on flat ground, but I still tend to like curl my toes around the pedal, especially when I'm grabbing it. So it's even really good to strengthen my feet, strengthen my calves, just all around. It's good for my wrist. I'll actually change how I'm holding on the handlebars. Sometimes I'll let my wrist bend a little bit. Sometimes I'll hold it really straight. There's just so many different things you can do on the bike, and it's fun, man. I swear to God, I feel like I'm some 12-year-old kid just riding around the neighborhood with no bills, no worries, no stress, just out feeling the sun on my face and getting a little riding in. And I mean, how often is it that you can have that feeling and actually be doing something really good for your body and be training towards your strength goals all at the same time? That's a pretty cool thing. I mean, I love pounding heavy weights all the time, but you know, that gets rough on me. I've never been too beat up from riding my BMX bike. I should say almost never, because yeah, I've looped out a few times and missed some jumps a few times. But hey, bruises heal, chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever. All right, fellas, I'm telling you, if you can afford a BMX bike, if you know somebody that rides one, shit, if you live in Reno, give me a call. We'll go for a ride and I'll show you. All right, guys, over and out. Please subscribe, please like, please share. Help me grow this channel so I can get out more good content for you guys. I got almost, I don't even know, I'm 48 or 49, and I've been doing this since lifting in some form since I was 12. I got a ton of information I want to share with everybody. I just want everybody to meet their goals, be as strong and healthy as they can, and have fun doing it, and avoid all the pitfalls and mistakes that I made over my career. So I'm gonna let you guys go enjoy your weekend, have some fun, keep up the training, break the PRs, SFW, and I'm out of here. Later.